Hey everyone. It's been a few days since I recorded last, so I'm doing a great job of sticking to my new schedule, but it is what it is. Tonight we're diving into the next chapter of Infernal Wanderings, which reminds me about to set up an account for Kindle. Yeah, Katie. I can't remember what it's actually called, but I'm gonna start publishing shit on Kindle and hopefully making some royalties. So when that's all good to go and I have something consumable, I'll be sure to talk about it on Space, hey? Anyway, on the docket tonight is Chapter 3, Into the Viper's Nest. And I'm planning to cap this video at 30 minutes, so we'll see if we're done with the chapter by then. Okay, so, Chapter 3, Into the Viper's Nest. 15 minutes later, they pulled up in two Escalades with windows blacked out as they spotted Shanna's car in the nearby wide-open lot. They saw her sweet-talk her way past the bouncer at the door. "Does everyone have their weapons ready?" Priest asked quietly as they got out of the cars. "Yes, Jeremiah, we all checked on the way," Locke answered. "Good," answered Priest. He led the way up to the bouncers. "Names?" One of the muscle-bound security guards grunted as they approached. Jeremiah waved a hand in his face. "Who we are is not important," he said softly. "Okay. Are you on the list?" Jeremiah snapped his finger and muttered a word under his breath. "Go ahead and look." "Well, I can't confirm without your names, so just go in, sir." "Thank you." Jeremiah waved the others ahead. Fucking hell, man. The top of my head itches. I don't know what it is because I showered. That's super annoying. Let's magnify the text some more. "What about you?" Locke said. "Nightclubs are not to my taste, especially a seedy den of evil such as this," Jeremiah answered quietly. "I'll wait in the car. Give me a call, success or failure." The others entered the club. "What was that he did to the bouncer, anyway? The Jedi mind trick?" Brandon asked. "Something like that," Jericho answered him. "And what are we here to do?" "I told you already, man. Look for Shanna and take her home." "Well, in that case, let's go blend in." They scattered about the place, each on the lookout for Shanna, even if they headed for the bar just to sit and have some water. Meanwhile, Shanna was sitting in a booth alone, looking glumly at a glass of orange juice. The club wasn't as fun as she thought. A very attractive woman passed by her booth then, and without thinking, Shanna looked up at her, who turned around. "Oh, you mind if I sit with you?" she said quietly, almost indistinct from the booming bass of the music, which, at the moment, was the hand that feeds by 9-inch nails. "Sure," Shanna said, captivated by the woman's beauty. "I'm Allie. Allie Hector, by the way. What's your name?" "Shanna." "That's a pretty name." "Not as pretty as yours, though." Shanna blushed and finished her drink to hide it. "Thanks." "Still thirsty? I got this for a friend of mine, but she disappeared into the crowd. Would you like it?" "Okay," Shanna said, taking the drink as Allie slid it across the table to her. Shanna impulsively quaffed it in one go. Sidebar: this sort of thing would definitely not happen in the real world. But this is fiction where characters think and make dumb decisions, or else we wouldn't really have an interesting story, now would we? You want to dance? Let's go, Shanna said, sliding out of the booth. The two headed off for the dance floor together. Meanwhile, the others still weren't able to find her. Any luck? Brandon asked as Jake showed up to buy a drink. Nope. I heard from Jericho and Cass, though. They didn't find anything either. How about the others? Damien was still watching the game. Matt was too. I didn't let Alexis come, and I couldn't find Kat. Just then, Locke found his way over to them from the booth area. Any luck, Locke? Hit, hit, hit. As a matter of fact, I believe I saw her move off towards the dance floor. It was someone familiar, but I could not quite put my finger on who. Said Brandon. I guess it's back to the old standby then. Which would be, Jake said, puzzled. Starting a fight, Brandon answered casually. And he and Jake moved onto the floor, while Locke glided off to find Jericho and Cassandra. Jericho had been on the stage working with the DJ, well, something else that wouldn't happen in real life. While Cassandra had been in the bathroom. She sidled up to him. Any luck? No. You? Same. A ruckus started in the middle of the dance floor. They looked over and were horrified to see Drake and Brandon trying to pick a fight. Are they drunk? Cassandra said, mortified. I hope not. We need to be on our game tonight, Jericho answered her grimly. Did I not wash all the shampoo out of my hair? Entirely within character for me to do something like that. Shanna looked up from where she had been dirty dancing with Allie. Then, without warning, she keeled over and blacked out on her feet. That somehow doesn't make sense, but I'll fix it later. Allie caught her, and with a small smile vanished through the crowd. She found Ogden Crowley, owner of the club, and a vampire himself, entertaining a flock of scantily clad girls hanging on his every word. The girls looked up and glared when Allie came over with Shanna draped on her shoulder. Girls, vamos, Ogden said, waving them off. With a reluctant groan, they slid away from him. Might actually finish this chapter after all. Sir, said the cool black-haired vampire at Ogden's shoulder, we have a situation on the dance floor. Deal with it, Leon. I have business to attend to. Ogden answered, an Irish brogue in his voice. For the record, I can't do an Irish brogue, so I'm not even going to try. Yes, sir, said the black-haired vamp. Take her to the car waiting in the back. Have her waiting for me, Ogden. Allie said this as she began laying Shanna's unconscious form on the couch. God damn it. Good thing I haven't published this yet, still riddled with mistakes. She began laying Shanna's unconscious form on the couch next to Ogden, who stroked her soft blonde hair. I know, Laura. Do not tell me what to do when I came up with a plan. The Irish vampire gestured for two bodyguards to come over and instructed them to take their prize to the car waiting out back. And be gentle with her, Ogden added, looking at Allie, who smiled wickedly. Mistress Allura has plans for her. Meanwhile, Locke found Jericho and Cassandra and informed them of his suspicions. So, what are Jake and Brandon doing? Cassandra questioned, pushing some stray hair out of her face. Causing a distraction. Locke went off again and was lost in the crowd. Jericho paled and turned to Cassandra. Go on ahead. I'll back you up. What about you? I'll finish up here. Should only be about 5 minutes. As Cassandra nodded and turned to go, Jericho caught her by the hand. She turned her head. Oh, cool. I didn't make a mistake there. And be ready for anything, he whispered. Cassandra nodded and strode toward the back. Finding the VIP section mysteriously empty, she drew her Glock pistol cautiously and edged toward the velvet ropes. No one was there. She took in the warm peach of the wallpaper and the authentic-looking paintings on the wall, as well as the flowers sitting in pots in the corners of the room. A set of dark mahogany doors must have led off to a loading dock. No, I don't think it would. But whatever. I wrote this a long-ass fucking time ago. She advanced warily and stepped over the velvet ropes. She raised her pistol when she heard a voice. Careful with that. You wouldn't want an accident. Cass pivoted to see Allie sitting cross-legged on the couch where Aiken Shannon's comatose body had been. Who are you? Cass said suspiciously. Allie looked up from reapplying some lipstick. I'm Allie, and you are? That doesn't matter, Cass answered edgily. What are you doing here? I could ask you the very same question, Allie purred in reply. I was looking for my friend. Well, looks like she's not around, hon. How do you know who I'm looking for? Allie rolled her eyes. Oh, please, sugar, you holding that gun? You must be a shadow hawk. Actually, it doesn't matter. Allie cut her off and stood up from the black leather couch. My, she said softly as she approached Cass. You are a pretty thing, aren't you? There's only a few more pages, but I feel like stopping here. So, back to it tomorrow or whenever, and I guess that's where chapter 4 will pick up if I don't finish the last bit of quest for the relics. Doodles.